All right. Hi, I'm Seth, and welcome to Growth University. Yesterday we discussed technology. Today we'll be discussing time. Like we said yesterday with technology, it's about making your life more efficient. An optimal use of technology is when you're able to make your life efficient without providing constant distractions, which is the non-optimal version of when you're using technology inefficiently. So time, the final aspect, is one of the most beautiful concepts there is, both in the concept of linear and non-linear time, and the way we describe it here at Growth University is more like time equates to values, right? And like that perpetuates itself over time. So I'm gonna read here what I wrote, and then I'm gonna, explain it like I always do. The final aspect is time. Time, which is the linear progression of our lives, is not the focus of this, but rather legacy or values, which leads eventually to how your legacy is run. Ultimately, depending on your values, your time will convert into energy or money, and given enough effort was put into that time to perpetuate itself, that energy will also continue to perpetuate itself. Stay with me. Okay, so how does this work? For this aspect, the most important thing to remember is that is this about your values at the core? Is this? Okay, so for this aspect, sorry, again, my handwriting is really bad. So I usually read it before, but I'm kind of in a rush today. Not in the video sense, but I'm about to get on it. So anyway, so basically what I'm saying is that for this aspect, it's important to understand your core values, right? Like, because core values are going to be, for instance, mine, and they have changed a little bit over the time, so I'm going to have to, so it's growth, consistency, and I would say probably honesty. Growth, consistency, and integrity, sorry. Growth, consistency, integrity. Those are my core values right there. And so establishing those core values essentially will allow you, and I have a workshop, ask about it. It's a really cool workshop if you want to do it. It basically helps you narrow down your values to the ones that you actually care about, if that makes any sense. So, establishing and developing these will allow you to achieve the things that you decide to create. Because when you're in line with your values and your goals, your body operates differently. So we kind of already talked about mind and body, but when you set goals and when you align yourself to them, and also when you align your value system, whatever values you have and obtain to that set of goals, it changes. Because now you're no longer in any form of dissonance. You're completely aligned, and I mean, you all know what happens when you're in complete alignment. So optimal versus non-optimal, right? An optimal time aspect allows for you to establish a proper legacy that will eventually lead to something better, or perpetually will lead better. It's not always better, but sometimes, yeah, because sometimes it can be not good. Because the people that take your legacy could not necessarily have the same core values as you, and some things happen there. Like, a lot of people want to say the world's run by like bad families or something, but I really just think power corrupts if you're not aware, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Like, at the end of the day, like, you can't have absolute power over people, and you can't have a position of power without understanding what power is and how to wield it, like, justly, if that makes any sense. So basically, your value system is the moral ground in which you stand, which basically allows you to be more congruent with all of your actions, which is like getting rid of that dissonance, that cognitive dissonance when your actions don't align with your thoughts, etc., etc. And, non-optimal, no value system, not really paying attention to values and how they're important and what they could be, used for and things. So, yeah, nothing too Nothing too complex when it comes to the value system or non-optimal. It's just not having a value system is non-optimal. Like, you know. So, cultivation. To cultivate this aspect, you want to make sure you know your values. Make sure you put them into action. Make sure you do the values workshop. I will put it in the link below. I'll just do a Google Doc to it. It'll be in the link below. Check it out. Continue mastery is just dealing with yourself properly in situations. Making sure you hold and adhere to these values. And once you establish your values correctly, and then through that, a lot of stuff starts to happen. You accomplish goals, you do things, you meet people, and you find like-minded people, and that's when your legacy begins. And legacy is a whole different topic. Like, legacy is important, is a result of having the right values, because time, like, we could talk about, you know, non-linear time as a concept, or linear time as a concept, but both of those things are kind of arbitrary. So I think that this makes more sense. Values equates to time, because eventually, you know, your values will dictate how your legacy is seen over time. If that makes any sense. Alright, so thank you very much, guys. This is the end of Module 2. Module 3 will be the 16 guiding laws, and we'll talk about that soon. I pray you guys have a blessed day. Have a blessed day. Please like, comment, share, all three of those things. And hit that ding button, smash that. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, bye, guys.